Okay, it's time to do the thing that I said I was going to do. This is a DualShock 4 disassembly, autopsy, however you want to call it. As you can see, of course, the controller works. It pulsates when you hit the home button. So let's see what ticks inside here, and we'll start off with the 4 screws that are on the outside. We're going to use, of course, a 000 screwdriver, and we're going to take it apart. So, why am I doing this? Well, because the nerd inside me wants to. So we're going to take apart a DualShock 4. And dropping screws already, which I found it. Nice, we're good. So yeah, if we ever get the red light of death on these controllers, you can just follow this video to take it apart. Or if you drop it or whatever. Yes, I'm voiding my warranty, but you know what? I don't need a warranty for this shit. It's a $60 controller, big deal. So we take out these 4 controller screws. I have a feeling there's a screw under here. There is a reset pinhole. This is far less screws than they had in the DualShock 3. So let's see if we can... Nope, we can't take anything apart yet. So that means there's a screw hole in here, which we're gonna puncture. There's got to be a hole here. Okay, they have clips that hold in the controller. I broke them off. That was not that hard. And let's get the last clip here. Alright, so they use all clips to hold open the DualShock 4. We have, in fact, a DualShock 4 battery, which we'll pull it out. So the battery pack says made in China, and we will focus this so you guys can see. It says model LIP 1522. This is a 1000 milliamp hour battery. It's pretty thick. But again, look guys, see how easy it was without voiding any warranties. 4 screws and you can replace your battery pack. So, no excuses, Microsoft. Start using replaceable battery packs. Alright, so now the light bar is held in with a ZIF connector. So there you go, you got the backs. So now the back is all set. That's your light bar. So we'll take that out later. But looking already, I popped one of these out, so I'll have to fix that. But that's the spring-loaded controller part. So next part, we have the motors, which of course they chose to go with the same route that they did in the past with a lighter motor and a bigger motor. So let's see, does this guy come off? Seems like they held this entire controller together with a lot of clips. So I'm sure this is just held on with, yep. It's held on with these rubber pieces to reset and clips, which we will use a flathead for. So we'll stick the thing in here, clip comes right off. Stick another piece in here, clip comes off. Now we take out the battery caddy. We'll focus this in. There we go. So we have another connector here, but this one is, yep, this is one where you have to lift. You lift and pull, and it just slides right out. Now we have a screw here. That's it. The motors are soldered in, so please be careful. So we're going to take out this. And this is just going to hold everything in together. So based on the original 6-axis, this controller is far easier to open than, of course, the 6-axis. And the motors are, wow, they actually did this differently. All right. So that connector that we disconnected here, this is for the touch panel, which is right here, actually. We're going to slide this out. So here is your touchpad. Touchpad is this. very thin, lightweight. And here are buttons, our membranes. We love the membranes, don't we? So you could just pull them out. If you ever have a controller that's going bad, you just clean the little connector there, and there you go. It is in fact different. They were not bullshitting when they said they changed it. Where is... How is this? Alright, so here's the membrane. These are not, they look exactly the same. I think someone's lying when they said they're not analog compatible. Here's your speaker that you can see here. It doesn't have any protective grill, but I guess that's what you want the front of the controller for. You have, of course, your, this is the button for the touchpad. Here's your share button, options button. And you can see the mechanism for, of course, they're a lot clickier for the LR and buttons. Now we can look at these. We'll just pull these off. So here are the sticks. Same exact thing. You can see the little dimples in there. Those just go right back on easily. You have, of course, your chip, your Bluetooth module. What is the, oh, so the speaker connector, that's actually pretty interesting. The way they do the connection is you just place it over it and it makes contact, and that's how it makes your speaker work. So there you go. Now let's look more at the buttons. Put that off to the side. The same old stuff. They're all keyed, so you can't put these in differently. You can put them in wrong. But the spacing is in fact perfect between all of them, whereas on the DualShock 3, the spacing between these two were further apart. You can take out, of course, the PlayStation button, the home button. You can take it apart. So, yeah, D-pad. You can take that off too. And you can pop out the D-pad. I've opened up so many friggin' controllers for cleaning, so this is actually not too different from the other controllers. So let's go ahead and start reassembling this and we'll see if it still works. And I'm betting it will, because I've done this before. Not to this particular controller, but just in general, I'm pretty good at this shit. Alright, so we'll put on these, and you want to push them back onto their little hooks. Okay, which the little hooks are stupid. There we go. Goes in on there, and on there. So that's back on, and this one, of course, is back on. Okay, the box. So next, we're gonna put back on this. So it was just very wacky, but the way they slide it in is it goes in here. So it's a slide in. All right. There we go. Slide in. We want to make sure that that's over there. That's back on. So next, we want to make sure the home button is back in. The rubber membrane for that back in. Now mind you, I think I've already broken a lot of clips on the side. That was something new they've never done. As you can see, they have these clips here, which I will focus that for you. You can see the clips. A bunch of them are in fact broken, like right here. But you know what? It's no real big deal. You can always fix it. So the next thing we want to do is throw this back on. Very simple. Very easy. We just need to... Luckily everything here is just... Everything is keyed. So you slide that in, that goes back down. We're gonna reconnect that after we set. This is not sitting right. There we go. So I'll put in one of the screws that will hold this all back together. Alright, so that's back on. Now we can reconnect. Now, a ZIF lever is known as zero insertion force, so what it's supposed to do is put tension, and you push the lever down, and it creates the tension, which, alright, it's up there. So now, that's, of course, reattached. So now let's fix this one button that didn't sit right. And this is... Alright, so that's this guy in here. He got stuck. So we're going to slide him out and put him back in with the rest. There we go. These are the little springs. They're easy to put back on. Actually, let's take apart the light bar. We'll go ahead and do that now. It's just a bunch of LEDs. And all the screws are exactly the same, so you're not going to really misplace anything. But here's the protective coating. Interesting. Okay, I can see where the LEDs are. So what the light bar does, and you'll see, is it's using what's called light refraction, or it's like it's just like, how can I explain it? A fiber optic cable, where you have this sheet of plastic, and the sheet of plastic is touching here, so the LEDs are in fact right here. There's 4 LEDs. They shine light in the plastic, and the plastic reflects onto this snowed in plastic. So that's not too bad. Let me of course reattach this correctly, which is always fun. I'm trying to reseat this. So you can tilt this up, put that in, tilt it down, and we'll put the little protector right back over it. And the little plastic that goes right over it. And the screws. The other screw. All right. That's on there good. That ain't going anywhere. So it's very interesting. Now trying to get these guys out. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we're going to fix this part next. So next we're going to reattach this, which is of course just clipped on. You just clip that on. Here's the battery pack. So again, guys, battery pack, ridiculously easy to rehook on. Very, very simple. So next thing we're going to do is fix this. So this is the R2 button. I'm just going to see exactly how the other side is done. Okay, I see it. So the way they do it is it's clipped on. Alright, so it goes on this side, so it'll be here. These are a bitch, of course. Alright, so that's back on. So now both of these work again. Now we're going to reattach the light bar, which I'll show you how the light bar works. We'll just insert it first, and then I'll light it up for you. So first things first. Go in this way or the other way. That goes in this way. It's kind of hard with the angle of the camera, but we just plug that in right in here. Boom. Alright, so now if I hit the button, the controller lights up, which you can see the light pulsates from the bottom. So that's how the light bar works. I'll hit the button again. So you can see there's like a rainbow effect that comes out of it actually. It's an RGB white, I believe. So a 4 LED light that pulsates and creates the light that you see. Which I just realized is actually on backwards, which you guys at home probably figured that out. This black bar is on backwards, so we're going to fix that right now. Shows my amateurish ways, right? Alright, so you stay back there, and you are going to flip, because you actually go like that, see? Now we'll put the screws back in. Magnetize all my tips, and there we go. Alright, now it's time to put this shit back together, which this stupid rubber piece popped off again. Alright, so that's back in. Now we'll put the ribbon cable back in. Alright, so now we're gonna, these are always a bitch, but let's see if we can get this right. It's a very interesting way you have to put this back on. Maybe you have to push these in. Ooh, that's not that hard. Then you just snap this over. Okay, it clips from the front. Alright, so when opening up this controller, one thing I just learned, you want to open up from the back, then push it into the front. Let's go ahead and put in the screws. So again, there's no center screw. So as far as Sony's concerned, I didn't void any warranties because I didn't make it obvious. There we go, that's in. We'll screw this one in here. Alright, so we learned a lot. Now that, you know, I've taken this thing apart, in the future, if I have to fix one, it's going to be a lot easier because I know where everything is, where everything goes. Again, you know, I could just show you. Light bar works. Button works. All the buttons feel fine. Got to, of course, screw this in. Interesting design, but nonetheless easy to fix. So do not get worried. These controllers are still going to be easy to fix. Alright, so controller is fully reassembled in full working condition. Buttons work as expected. It feels perfect. It just has these stupid little clips, but even the home button, everything just works. So you can see the light flashing. So take care, guys.